a huge amount since you were last with us. The sun is slowly starting to disappear, which means the coolth of the evening is about to arrive, and perhaps that will inspire this indolent fellow to some form of action. Now, we could use those spots on his nose to describe him, which eventually we probably will have to. But really, it is difficult to identify lions from those spots unless they sit very still for a long time. It's not like the spots on leopards. Come on, fellow. I think he's actually quite sore, you know. I'd love to know what happened to his leg. They do, you know, David. Sometimes lions do spend their entire lives as nomads, and that often happens in predator-prey poor areas. So you might find males of the Namib or males of the Kalahari might spend most of their lives as nomads and never actually set up a proper territory, because the territory is just simply too big for them to patrol, and so essentially they are nomads. But in this area, it would be highly, highly unusual. Has it ever happened? Well, I don't know. Would it be likely? Highly unlikely. Because eventually the male's testosterone levels are going to get to the stage that he starts to mark territory and roar and try and sort of set himself up with females and mate, and that's just what his instincts will do. I suppose if a male was completely free of testosterone, if he didn't have sufficient to sort of make him want to roar or mark territory, remember it wouldn't be a conscious decision that he made, well then I suppose he may spend his life as a nomad. I think also, though, you know, lions are social cats, although this chap is on his own, and I think eventually he would need to seek out company. And so if our nomad wasn't territorial, there isn't a pride that would tolerate him, and there certainly isn't a coalition of other males that would tolerate him. So I think if he wants friends, and if he wants children, then he cannot be a nomad his whole life. Feels slightly like a human lesson there, doesn't it? Linda, I wouldn't be. Personally, I wouldn't be against calling them after certain types of avocados. I promise you now, Linda, that if we announce, however, that we are going to name the new male coalition of Djuma after different kinds of avocados, Twitter will explode. There will be a great avalanche of resentment and anger that we were going to call our dominant male lions of Djuma and Safari Live after avocados. We've got some great options. I didn't know this. Apparently Pinkerton is a good avocado. What's the other one? Zucano? That's another good avocado. I would be fully up for it. Oh, Tucano. Tucano? I would be fully up for this, to name them after avocados. Gwen is a different kind of avocado as well. So we could have Gwen, Pinkerton, and Tucano. I tell you what, let's not try and choose a name this evening, but let's... and Guerto. Is Querto also? I think that we should have a poll tonight. Can we do a poll that says, should we, yes or no, name the Avoca males after avocados? I mean, those are good names we've given you there. Pinkerton, Querto, Gwen. And, well, I mean, somebody else has had the idea of naming them after Zulu kings, which, of course, was Viam's suggested something similar. But I think that, given that we're not in Zululand, we should name them after Zulu kings. Maybe Shangaan kings. But I think let's do a poll on the avos. I think that'd be quite fun. Because if you all agree that we should name them after avocados, I am fully up for it. Now you can go and find the poll. How do they do that? They go to just, if they, yeah, tell me how to do it. I don't even know. Oh, okay. So if you just go to Safari Live on Twitter, you'll see the poll, and you can vote for whether or not you think we should name these male lions after different kinds of avocados. I would do a little Google search of great avocado names. Right across from the pinkening sky, and if you look very carefully there on the horizon, you can see a little bit of the night coming up from the east, which means that the bushwalk is heading home.